Hey everyone, and a huge, warm welcome to the channel. We're so glad you're here. Have you ever looked at a really detailed map and wondered how it was made? Or driven on a perfectly straight road and thought about how they managed to build it so precisely? Maybe you've even used your phone's GPS to find your way to a new restaurant, and it got you thinking about how that amazing technology actually works. If any of those questions have ever sparked your curiosity, then you're definitely in the right place today. Because today, we're going on an exciting journey. We're going to dive deep into a world that's all around us, but one you might not know much about. It's the incredibly important and super cool world of surveying and geomatics. Now, don't let those big words scare you. Think of them as the unsung heroes who help us measure, map, and truly understand every inch of our planet. They're the experts who make sure things are built in the right place, that maps are accurate, and that our world is organized in a way that makes sense. These amazing fields are all about being super precise and incredibly accurate. Imagine building a house without knowing exactly where the walls should go or how long they should be. It would be a mess, right? Surveying and geomatics prevent that kind of chaos. They use some truly amazing high-tech tools like special cameras mounted on drones that fly over landscapes, or clever instruments called total stations that measure distances and angles with unbelievable exactness. And yes, they even use the very same GPS technology that's in your phone, but cranked up to a much higher level of accuracy. All of these tools help them gather crucial information, or data, that helps us fully grasp what our environment is like and gives us the perfect roadmap to build our future, from towering buildings to sprawling farms. So get ready to open your mind to something truly foundational. Join us as we explore the absolutely fascinating and surprisingly impactful world of surveying and geomatics. You'll be amazed at how much these fields touch your everyday life. What is surveying? The real-world blueprint makers. So, let's kick things off with the first big idea. What exactly is surveying? Imagine trying to draw a perfect picture of your bedroom without using a ruler or tape measure. It would be tough, right? Surveying is a bit like that, but on a massive scale for the entire Earth. It's both a clever art and a super precise science of figuring out the exact spots or positions of different points. These points could be on the ground you walk on, like the corner of your house or a specific tree. But they can also be above the Earth, like the top of a tall building, or even a satellite way up high. And yes, they even figure out points below the Earth, like underground water pipes or the tunnels for a new train line. Think of it this way. Surveying is all about creating the real-world blueprint for almost everything we build or plan. It's incredibly important, actually crucial, for so many things you see every day. For example, it's how we create all sorts of maps, from the simple road map we use to detailed maps showing every hill and valley. Without surveying, we wouldn't have accurate maps to navigate, plan cities, or even know where our own land ends and our neighbors begins. It's also the very first step, the absolute foundation for every single construction project. Before a new bridge, a school, or even a simple pathway can be built, surveyors have to come in. They measure the land, mark out exactly where everything needs to go, and make sure the ground is suitable. This ensures that buildings stand straight, roads curve correctly, and everything fits together perfectly and safely. Imagine trying to build a perfectly level floor without measuring it first. It wouldn't work. Surveyors make sure the floor of our world is properly understood before any construction begins. And it's not just about building. Surveying is also used for monitoring changes in our environment. For instance, scientists use surveying techniques to track how much a glacier is melting each year, or if land near a coast is eroding away. It helps us understand how our planet is changing over time. So, if you really boil it down, think of surveying as the absolute foundation for any project that involves a specific piece of land or space. It provides the clear, accurate measurements and data needed to make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be. It's the invisible groundwork that makes our modern world function smoothly and safely. What is geomatics? The big picture solvers. Okay, so we've talked about surveying, which is all about super precise measurements. Now let's talk about its exciting sibling. What is geomatics? If surveying is like gathering all the individual puzzle pieces of the Earth's surface, then geomatics is like putting all those pieces together, understanding the whole picture, and then using that picture to solve really big and complex problems. Geomatics essentially takes traditional surveying and turbocharges it, bringing in some truly advanced technologies to look at the world in a whole new way. It's a field that deals with collecting, managing, and most importantly, analyzing all sorts of information that has a location attached to it. Think of it as the ultimate spatial detective work. So what kind of advanced technologies are we talking about? Well, it definitely includes that super precise GPS we mentioned earlier, which lets us know exactly where something is on Earth. But it also includes remote sensing. This is a fancy term for gathering information about the Earth from a distance. How do they do that? Usually by using special sensors on things like satellites orbiting high above us, or on airplanes and drones flying over an area. This is how we get those amazing satellite images you see on maps or detailed pictures of forests and cities from the sky. And a huge part of geomatics is something called GIS, which stands for Geographic Information Systems. This is powerful computer software that lets professionals take all that location-based data, whether it's from surveying, GPS, or satellites, and layer it all together like transparent sheets. Imagine a map where one layer shows all the roads, another shows all the buildings, another shows where the trees are, and another shows how many people live in each area. GIS lets you put all those layers together, analyze them, and see patterns that would be impossible to spot otherwise. This makes geomatics an incredibly powerful tool for understanding big sets of spatial data. That just means data that has a location, and for solving complex problems that involve geography. Geomatics professionals aren't just measuring, they're interpreting. They work with everything from those detailed satellite images that show changes in land use over decades to creating incredibly realistic 3D models of entire cities. These 3D models can be used to plan new developments, figure out the best routes for emergency services, or even just for fun virtual tours. In short, geomatics is like the smart brain that takes all the careful measurements from surveying and turns them into meaningful insights and solutions. It's the essential application of all those modern instruments and clever computer programs to the traditional world of surveying, turning raw data into powerful knowledge. Tools of the trade, the high-tech gadgets surveyors use to achieve all this amazing precision and understanding. Surveyors and geomatics experts rely on a fascinating collection of tools of the trade. It's not just about old-fashioned measuring tapes anymore, although those certainly still have their place for quick checks. It's a mix of classic reliability and incredibly advanced technology. Of course, the classic measuring tape is still around, often made super tough for outdoor work. But then we quickly move to the truly impressive machines like the total station. Imagine a super smart telescope mounted on a tripod. That's sort of what it is. This incredible device can shoot a laser beam to a target and instantly measure both the angle and the distance with mind-blowing accuracy. We're talking down to millimeters, even over long stretches. This tool is the absolute workhorse for many surveying tasks, from marking out building foundations to measuring changes on a construction site. Then there's GPS technology. You know GPS from your phone, right? Well, professional surveyors use special, much more powerful GPS receivers. These aren't just for telling you if you're on Main Street. They can pinpoint locations anywhere on Earth with accuracy that's like hitting a tiny target from miles away, sometimes even down to a few centimeters. This is crucial for things like mapping property lines or monitoring tiny shifts in the Earth's crust. And don't forget the brain behind a lot of the mapping, GIS software. This is where all the data comes together. Imagine taking all the precise measurements from a total station, the location points from GPS, and the images from satellites, and putting them all into one smart computer program. GIS lets you create detailed maps, analyze relationships, like where are all the schools located near flood zones, and even create beautiful visual presentations of spatial information. It's like a super-powered digital map-making and analysis lab. But the tools keep evolving. Many surveyors now use drones, also known as UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, equipped with special cameras and sensors. These drones can quickly fly over large areas, taking thousands of pictures that can be stitched together to create highly detailed maps and even 3D models of landscapes or buildings. And there's also LiDAR, which uses laser pulses to create incredibly detailed 3D point clouds, basically a super dense collection of millions of measured points that form a digital twin of an area. These advancements mean that the things surveyors and geomatics pros can do are constantly growing. We're going to dive much deeper into how some of these specific tools work and show you the amazing data they can collect in future videos. It's truly mind-boggling what they can do. Applications of surveying and geomatics, making our world work. The impact of surveying and geomatics is simply enormous. These fields have an almost countless number of practical applications that silently make our modern world run smoothly and help us take care of our planet. Seriously, they touch almost every part of your life, even if you don't realize it. Just think about some of these everyday examples. Mapping property boundaries. This is one of the oldest and most vital jobs of a surveyor. They precisely measure and mark the exact lines that define your property from your neighbors. This prevents arguments, helps when you buy or sell land, and ensures that everyone knows exactly what belongs to whom. It's how property ownership stays clear and fair. Planning and building our cities and roads. Before a single brick is laid for a new building, or before a new road can be paved, surveyors are there. They measure the land, map out where everything should go, and make sure that every part of a bridge, a pipeline, or a high-rise building is put in the precise, correct spot. They literally ensure that our cities are built safely, straight, and exactly as designed. Without them, construction would be a chaotic guessing game. Urban planning and development. Cities are constantly growing and changing. Geomatics professionals help city planners decide where new parks should go, how to best manage traffic, where new schools might be needed, and how to develop land in a smart, sustainable way. They use their spatial data to show how different decisions might affect the city, helping leaders make the best choices for everyone. Taking care of our environment. These fields are absolutely critical for understanding and tackling big environmental challenges like climate change. Surveyors and geomatics experts can actually monitor glaciers to see how much they're shrinking each year. They can track coastal erosion, showing where land is being lost to the sea. They also map out deforestation, helping us see where forests are being cut down. They even help scientists track wildlife, seeing where animal populations are moving and where their habitats are. This information is super important for protecting our planet. Managing natural resources. Whether it's helping to locate new sources of minerals underground or making sure farmland is managed for the best crop yield, surveying and geomatics help us use our planet's resources wisely and efficiently. Helping in emergencies. When disasters strike, like floods or earthquakes, accurate maps and up-to-date spatial information are life-saving. Geomatics can help emergency teams quickly assess damage, plan the fastest routes for ambulances, and coordinate rescue efforts to save lives. They provide the critical big picture when time is of the essence. Your GPS and location apps. Every time you use your phone's map app to find a coffee shop or get directions, you're directly benefiting from the work of surveying and geomatics professionals. They laid the groundwork for all that amazing location-based technology we use every day. So as you can see, surveyors and geomatics professionals play an absolutely vital and often hidden role in shaping our entire world and making sure it develops in a way that lasts and benefits everyone. They provide the fundamental measurements and intelligent insights that empower engineers, city planners, environmentalists, and countless other professionals to make smart decisions that affect all of us. We've only just scratched the surface here today. And believe me, we'll be exploring many more of these specific applications and showing you real-world examples in much greater detail in our upcoming videos. You'll truly see how these fields are foundational to our lives. What's next? Your journey into surveying and geomatics. As you can already tell, the world of surveying and geomatics is incredibly vast, super interesting, and packed with so much detail. That's why, instead of trying to cram absolutely everything into one giant video, that might feel overwhelming, I'll be making this a part-by-part series. This introductory overview, even though it's quite long, is honestly just the very tip of the iceberg. It's meant to be your first friendly step into this amazing subject.
Thank you for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe for part 2.